December 30th, 2022. Chris, how's it going?
It's going okay today. It was close to a great day yesterday, and it's almost like in the last couple minutes of all the games, everything started to sort of go against me. But it's okay. Nearly broke even, and ready to look forward to today. It's a smaller card, but still pretty decent card as well.
I had one of those days where it's like, right out of the gate, I had Minnesota and the under, and that last, fourth down play, 4th and 8, they score the touchdown. I mean, to me, it wasn't even that play that got me. It was the drive before the half. I knew I was dead when it was 14-0, with like a minute to go in the half. They're managing the time, and I just got absolutely punked on that one. So, it was terrible. Anyways, we got a lot of action going on today, and plenty of bowl games and plenty of chances to get it back. Of course, I wouldn't be me if I didn't mention to you what the hell happened in Phoenix yesterday. That was
Hey, hey, hey!
You
You know
think
what?
we were gonna get by 5 minutes of this show without me mentioning the Maple frauds?
I was waiting for it, and hey, I said that during the game yesterday. Or during the show yesterday, I said I was not touching the Leafs because Arizona is always a tricky spot for Toronto. I think they haven't beat Arizona at home in like 15 years or something like that. I don't know. It's some crazy trend, but yeah, I mean, they were looking good early on, and then yeah, four third period goals from the Coyotes. Wasn't expecting that, but I guess shouldn't be surprised at this point.
I don't think anyone was surprised except for the people that buy into that crap. It's like I warned you. It's like, man, do not buy into this crap from these people. They do not care about winning. I think when you go to the snack bar and you pay, what was it, $31 for 2 beers, why do you care about winning? You kind of got it all covered, right? It's kind of like the Cubs. It's like,
Yeah.
what's the point? There's no point at that point. It's like you're a business and you're making money, right?
Mhm.
It's like you said, the tickets are going for whatever at that
Oh,
point. So,
yeah, astronomical numbers.
what's that?
Ridiculous. It's an astronomical number for ticket prices.
Yeah. So it's like,
Ridiculous.
why do you care? At a certain point, why do you bother? But
And until the fans do something, which they won't, nothing's going to change.
yeah, I don't know. Did you hear from Rod today? Because I haven't heard.
We did our hockey videos this morning.
Because we waited for probably 10 minutes, right, for him to show up.
Yeah, yeah.
And we didn't, so I had no idea. Check my message. I don't have Messenger on this computer, so I wouldn't know. But anyways, we'll just go on. We've got college football, NBA. We've got NHL and college hoops all going on today. Full card. Should be a good one. We'll kick it off with college football. And let's see what we got. Can't find this video to update the timestamp, which I know people appreciate. Oops, messed it up. So it's like I hit a bunch of I put in a ton of college hoops games yesterday, and I hit a ton of them. But it's like I lost a few too. It was one of those ones where I liked a lot of games, and it was like I didn't want to miss out on any, and I knew by putting in that many, I would probably end up including a few that were going to burn me. But it was one of those ones where I felt if I put in, all the ones that I liked, I would end up ahead, and that's pretty much, what I did. It was a big card. I think
Yeah,
it'll be a big one again.
yeah. Tomorrow's massive. Starting to
Yeah.
get into those hectic Saturday cards where
Yeah,
you have
and
like
we'll do the best that we can with the videos. I think we have a
yeah,
good amount scheduled there, and we've got some help
mm,
on the way. So, hopefully, in the capper contest, someone can do it. But
remember there is that second chance opportunity as well.
Yep.
Rod says he's having issues with the link for.
I mean, we waited for a half hour, man. He didn't email me, or wait 10 minutes. He didn't email me. He didn't do anything, right? We'll just sit there and wait for him. That ain't going to happen. So he can come on tomorrow, as far as I'm concerned. But let's just roll with the games. I'm excited about the new year. You know, it's a different year. It's like I made some good decisions, you know, and some bad decisions every year. It's like kind of chance to regroup. A lot of things that are happening with pick dogs and SCP betting and all that stuff gives me a good chance to kind of regroup things and rethink the way that we're doing things. You know?
Yeah, always about moving forward and adapting.
You know? But this year is the first one, you know, that the first one that we're really, you know, finally on good ground. It's like I think I threw I threw some darts, you know. Didn't necessarily work out for me. And, you know, I'm always pivoting, you know. Firing Joe Madden, that was a good move. That was a turning point for us. It's like, what was I thinking? You know? I never had gone to like, you know, just to hire someone based on looks alone, you know? Yeah. I did it, and it was like, what a disaster. Yeah. Here's someone that knows nothing about sports, you know? Knows like about 3 hockey teams or something. It's like alienated our viewers, you know?
Yeah.
What was I thinking, man? Next time I do something like that, just call me up and just, you know, show up at my doorstep or something. It's like, help me, man. It's like killing us.
I think you replaced her with me.
Whatever, man.
I'll take the substance over style.
I just thought that you know, that having a woman that knows sports was like kind of, you know, the thing to do, and I thought it would open us up to a different audience and all these things. But, you know, basically what happens, we had someone that didn't really know sports that well. And they knew some, you know, enough to get by, but not enough for our audience, right?
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, agreeing with us on everything is terrible. And then, you know, I don't know. I wish I could figure it out, but, you know, at least I was smart enough to pivot, get out of it, and move forward, right? So, yeah, to me, that was my best move of the year. Was being able to pivot there in that spot, and it certainly changed our whole business and the trajectory that we're on.
Yeah.
But anyways, we move on, as we always do.
Onward and upward.
NC State against Maryland. We didn't do our college football show yet. We're going to do it after this, so it's going to be very limited. There's not going to be a lot of games, our second half of the college football, but we'll do it after this. NC State against Maryland. What do you think of this one? This is a game that I just can't even get my arms around. That's like, I know a lot of people have some really strong opinions on this one. Obviously, the line has moved 3 full points in this game, but I trust both these teams absolutely zero. Throw in a vat of mayo, and it's like I trust them even less.
If there's a way that I was going to go in this one, I was going to go with the under, with a lean towards NC State, mainly because, you know, Maryland, they're missing their 3 top receivers, all of them not going to be available for this game. They have some opt-outs, some I think some injuries in there as well, and you know, I just that Maryland offense was predicated on moving the football through the air for much of the season. NC State, they had that whole quarterback carousel after Devin Leary got injured, but the thing for me, I think there's just more motivation for NC State here. I believe last year they had their bowl game canceled after UCLA. Was it UCLA that pulled out of the Holiday Bowl and didn't get a chance to participate? There's a lot of guys that are still left over from that team. I think they're going to take advantage of their chance to finally get into a bowl game. And I think NC State's defense is going to be the best unit on the field in this game. So I think their defense is the difference. I think NC State wins this one.
I like Maryland in this one. I just think too many people are in NC State. I really don't like this game.
Yeah.
But Maryland clearly has the better QB, more athletic, and NC State. I mean, both these teams fully capable of shooting themselves in the feet. So, Rod is here. He's waiting to get on. I don't know if it's like I really don't. It's not that kind of show, I don't understand. We'll bring him in, but it's like I see him. All right. I don't know why Rod is this late, but anyways. Rod, we're talking about NC State and Maryland.
Yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't let me in.
Well, because you showed up 10 minutes late and we're in the middle of a show.
Looking at this game here, I like the under in this one. You look at the Terrapins on grass, 9-4 to the under their last 13 on the grass field. You look at NC State, 4-1 to the under in their last 5 versus a team with a winning record. I like the under NC State and Maryland. Low scoring one on our hands in this one.
UCLA and Pitt, Chris?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep track of all the opt-outs to see if there's anything notable for UCLA, but it just looks like Pitt's lost more here, and a lot of people are started shifting towards Pitt. I think it's sharp money coming in on Pitt, but I like the other side. I like UCLA here. I just think UCLA able to outscore Pitt. I think there's just you lose your starting quarterback, and I think it just takes Pitt sort of out of the running here. Their top running back I think is opted out as well. Some solid players on defense for Pitt not playing this one either. So I just think this is where the opt-outs come into effect, and I think UCLA probably wins this one by double digits. They win by 10 points.
Yeah, there was like kind of a watch on opt-outs for this game for UCLA, and Chip Kelly said our players love to play football. No one wants to opt out. Rod?
Yeah, that's what Chip Kelly said in the big interview seen yesterday. Yeah, these guys want to play, so I expect points early and often in this one. I think both teams can run up the score. I like the over in this one. Definitely, we know UCLA is going to run the ball, and I think they're going to run it very well effectively against this Pitt D that has had a bunch of opt-outs, and I think that's the difference here. Lean UCLA, but I love the over better. I think we see a whole bunch of points in this one. There's a little bit light on the points. Take the over.
Yeah, Eric's feedback was the number one feedback that I got about that. So that's why I said best decision of the year. Number one feedback I got is exactly that. I stopped watching, and the numbers showed the exact same thing. Yeah, I see points in this thing too. I'm not sure because both teams go to the ground though an awful lot. It'd have to be pretty quick, but we see the total dropping, 6.5 or 5.5 points in this thing. I don't know. Once again, we know that Pitt can put points on the board, but they've done it against the lousy defenses. UCLA's defense certainly not a pillar of strength. I guess it's a lean to the over for me as well. South Carolina, Notre Dame, the Gator Bowl. Chris?
Yeah, this was one I struggled with, but I still like Notre Dame here. Maybe lean towards the under. I think that the game plan for Notre Dame here is just going to be run, and run some more. I think they're going to just try to control the clock. So I think I like the under just a little bit better than I like Notre Dame. But Notre Dame, they're just built to exploit South Carolina's defense, defensive weakness, which is stopping the run. And I think Notre Dame wins this one. I think the line's at 3.5 now. I could see them winning this one by 4, maybe 6 points. But either way, I like it coming under 50.5.
Yeah, I agree. Both teams going to run the ball and shoot the clock, and scoring comes at a premium in this one. And when they do go, they don't get touchdowns; they kick field goals. So I like the under here. You know, the Irish 5-0 the under the last 5 versus the SEC and opponent. They're also 4-1 the last 5 bowl games. And I like the under as well. The under Notre Dame, South Carolina.
I'm going to take the over in this one. South Carolina's been putting up some points. They put up 63 on Tennessee, put up 31 on a very good Clemson defense. I could see them putting up a lot of points in this one as well. I'm going to take South Carolina, who put up 38, 63, and 31 in 3 of their last 4 games. I'll take the over in this one. You got Wyoming and Ohio, the Arizona Bowl. This is the one that it's always seen as like the lowest of the bowls, right? It's like, this is the one that I don't even know. Is it on TV? I mean, normally this is the one that's like, it's not even on TV. It's like on like, you know, all the games are like on ESPN or CBS or ABC or something like that. And then this game is always on like CBS Sports Network or only streaming, you know? So what do you think of this one?
It's on like Flow Sports or something like that. Just some random
Is it
online. I don't know if it is. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that that's the kind of game it would be on. It's on Barstool.
I don't even know that they have on their
They have like
regular
an online
website.
Yeah, like on their streaming platform on their website.
They have an app or
I don't know. I remember watching an Akron Mississippi State game on their website, like college basketball early this season, but outside of that, wouldn't have known if I didn't see it. But for Wyoming, Ohio, yeah, I just think Wyoming's defense probably rules the day here. I think Ohio dealt with a lot of shoddy defenses playing in the MAC this season, and they were able to get away with a lot of that. But I just think Wyoming's defense would be something that Ohio hadn't necessarily seen yet, and I think that Ohio's going to struggle to move the football in this one. I think Wyoming can move the ball up and down the field, especially on the ground. So I'm going to take Wyoming plus the points, maybe even on the money line here.
Rod?
I like the over. I think both teams can score enough to get us up and over this total. You look Ohio 4-0 to the over in their last 4 non-conference games, and Wyoming is 4-0 to the over versus a MAC opponent. So I think Wyoming can get some points as well, and we can get up and over this total. I like the over in this one.
I think this is an interesting game because the Mountain West Conference was so freaking bad this year. I mean, they were terrible, and all I can see is Utah State getting rung up in that game, right? And it's kind of like everyone is, these Mountain West teams have just been getting crushed in these games. And then you look at some of these MAC teams, and they haven't really been that bad, So it's like I can see Ohio beating them by 30, I can see it pretty easily, to be honest with you. I like Ohio first half, second half game, and over. Team total over. I just don't see it, man. Maybe I'm missing. Maybe I'm just, maybe I'm missing something that Wyoming deserves to be here. But I mean, look who they beat. They beat like us 3. It's like pretty terrible.
The only thing I see for Ohio is that they're missing their quarterback, and I think they were missing him in the MAC title game. But
yeah, it's kind of like. Minnesota, their quarterback goes out, and the guy who was the starter for 4 years or whatever comes in.
Shows up to save the day.
Save the day and blow the cover. Blow the cover, blow the under, blow everything. Screw me. Man, I think last night was one of those nights where you just have to kind of. It's like, it wasn't a great night for me. And I kind of bounced back from the early games. I won a lot of stuff late, that over in Florida State and, but you just have to take it in and just say, you know what? I mean, how many more games are we going to have to bet against Steve Sarkisian at this level? And, when you can just sit back and enjoy and watching him just flounder, play after play. It's like you don't even have to take it in as a full game experience. You could just watch it on a play-by-play basis and see his influence on that team and just how terrible he is as a head coach. I mean, I don't think he makes it through next season. That's why, like, I haven't bought a new boat yet, because I just don't know if I'll be able to pay for the whole thing with Sarkisian money. I'm dead serious too. I mean, I unloaded on Washington last night, on the money line. I actually owed Jay Briggs a hat because I gave him 2 touchdowns.
You gave him 2 touchdowns?
I gave him two. No. I gave him 2 touchdowns. I had it. I mean, I had it, man. I thought I had it. To be honest with you, but I owe Jay Briggs a hat. I gave him 2 touchdowns on that one. It's like I think I like the Jay's a homer, but that one, I just can't even understand how you could think that Texas would even have a half a chance in that game. It's like, they're not a good team, and he is not a good coach. You got to have one or the other, or both. But they have neither of those. I mean, they have a lousy quarterback, a lousy coach. It's like, when you have a quarterback who's like basically a freshman, right? I mean, is what he's rated as. And he was considered one of the top recruits in the country 2 years ago. And you're able to sign the number 1 overall quarterback or number 2 quarterback available out of high school. That means that nobody has faith that this guy is any good whatsoever. Because if you're coming in and you have a situation like that, why do you think the portal? Why do you think these guys all jump through the portal? It's like, I can't start. I'm never going to pass him. I'm going to transfer out. Right? It was like Joe Burrow behind Justin Fields. I'm never going to get my chance. I'm going to transfer somewhere else. Right? It's like Justin Fields behind, Georgia. I'm never going to I'm going to transfer, He sucks, Steve Sarkisian. He just sucks. He's terrible, man. It's like, how could his players just don't even take him? It's like they're so not motivated, It's like, it sucks.
Which isn't good. If your coach can't get you motivated, yikes.
He just sucks, man. Terrible.
Time to...
Well, we go to our final game of the night for college football, and this one is Clemson versus Tennessee. Now, this is a bowl that's near and dear to my heart. This is the bowl that I grew up going to every year, and this is the bowl game that I saw, my favorite game I've ever seen live in my entire life, and I've been to some great ones. And, 1984, January 1st, Miami, Nebraska, 19.5-point dogs. Beat them outright. Best game of my life that I ever went to. 31-30. They went for 2, Nebraska. We stopped them. Stormed the field. It was amazing. They were playing over the announcement, over the speakers. It's a miracle. It's like, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. And a dynasty was born. But in this one, Clemson, first time not in the playoff that I can remember. I think this is their first year out of the playoff, right?
Yeah, been a while.
Were they in it last year? No, maybe last year was the first.
I think last year was the first. I think they just missed last year.
2 years in a row not in the playoff. Now playing against Tennessee. Tennessee missing, their top receivers, their quarterback for this one. In an offense first, offense second team. Saw South Carolina hang 60 on the D, so we know what that is. And then Clemson, their quarterback opts out, hits the transfer portal, but it's kind of like they kept him in there as the Career Achievement Award, right? It was like he never really deserved to be the starter this season. The backup was the better quarterback, Klubnik. He just doesn't have the game experience because he's been sitting on the bench all year. Chris, what do you think of this one? Tennessee and Clemson, a hell of a lot of orange going on at the Orange Bowl.
Yeah, I was going to say this is the appropriate bowl game for these two, but I got to go with Clemson here. There's just a massive drop off for Tennessee from Hendon Hooker down to Joe Milton. We saw that from Tennessee in the rivalry game to close out the year against Vanderbilt. Just don't know how they're going to be able to do anything here. From what I'm seeing, Clemson's defense is pretty much at full strength here, and I think this is a spot where Cade Klubnik steps in. Clemson wouldn't put this guy in if they didn't think he had a chance to succeed and really do something in this game. They're going to also want to take stock of what they have with him for next season. Yeah, I just think this is all about Clemson. Maybe it's more of a fate of Tennessee than anything else, but I'm gonna take Clemson here, lay the points.
Ironically, I've seen Clemson in the Orange Bowl before when I was a kid. 1981 Orange Bowl, Clemson, Nebraska. Great game, 22-15, Clemson. National champions, Clemson Tigers that year. Homer Jordan was the quarterback. He was good, man. He was really good. Homer Jordan. And, yeah. I've seen going to this game, just going to the Orange Bowl game every single year as a kid and through my, college years and even beyond. I've seen basically, 25 national championship games, at least that I've been able to go to, because the Orange Bowl has decided more national championships in the pre-playoff era than any other bowl game, by far. By far. I've seen Alabama, Oklahoma, the greats, the Heisman winners, all of them. Notre Dame, Colorado. I was at the Miami, Nebraska, the Tommy, what was his name? Tommy Frazier game. They beat us. We had Sapp and Ray Lewis. It's like they beat us. We couldn't believe it. We had the lead at halftime. It was like, we got them. Sapp, Ray Lewis, got this thing. You ain't playing Kansas this week. Wolfing crap. Thing is, there was a play where Blake Behringer, the backup quarterback, they actually ran a 2-quarterback system that year, Nebraska. And Blake Behringer, the backup quarterback, threw a ball out of bounds, and Sapp had him, and he threw it out of bounds. It was intentional grounding. They did not call the intentional grounding, and Nebraska ended up scoring a touchdown on the next play. It was like, and that was the difference in the game. Ooh. Yeah, and it was brutal. It was one of those tough ones to swallow. But in hindsight, we had a lot of chances to beat them in that game, and we didn't do it. And in hindsight, that Nebraska team ended up winning back-to-back national championships. They beat Florida 56-14 the next year in the Fiesta, and Florida had the Heisman winner that year. And they went on, in hindsight, to win 3 of 4 years national championships. So they were a pretty good team, But we went down in the fourth quarter against them, and we just didn't have the offense that year. We had a great defense. We didn't have we ran the one back, and we were just maybe a player short. Anyways, Chris, Clemson, Tennessee. I love the Orange. Like I said, this is my game. It's like I grew up with this game. I just love it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's like I said, it's the most appropriately named bowls that we're gonna have. So,
but this is the bowl game that originated like the big halftime shows.
Yeah,
even for the Super Bowl and stuff. This is the one that this is the bowl game that big halftime shows started at. Don Criqui used to call it, "It's the moon over Miami." That was the Oklahoma Miami national championship game. Jimmy Johnson's first national championship at Miami, when he got the gorilla off his back. And yeah, it was the moon over Miami. We were like, me and my friends were just having a hoot. Cricky's got to be going nuts right now. Look at the moon. 14-7 Canes to win the national championship. Rod, what do you think of this one?
This one here, I like points. I think we're going to see points early and often. I love the over in this one. I think we got a track meet between both teams. I think both teams are motivated coming into this one. And we see what Tennessee's offense can do. They can put up 40 points, but so can Clemson's. So I like the over in this one. I think we got a track meet. If you like points, tune into this one. I like the offense to shine both sides in this one.
I think this could be one of the more one-sided games out there. I disagree, man. The Clemson defense is ridiculous. They're missing their two best players, but they're so stacked. This team, when you look at the recruiting rankings for the last 5 years or whatever, Clemson is like top 5 every single year. And this is where those players get to show their stuff. And they have a few opt-outs. They have Clemson has the guy who's rated 5th best overall, for the NFL draft, their linebacker. And they also have their defensive end is also opted out, but the backups there, would be starters on every other team in the country. So look for the Clemson defense to just really, really hammer Joe Milton. Joe freaking Milton. Who even knew this guy was still around, right? It's like, where did Joe Milton go? Joe Milton sucks, man. Sorry. Well, not sorry. You Joe Milton fan, Ruffalo? Just the Leafs?
Yeah, he was one I couldn't get behind.
Joe Milton.
Yeah.
Oh man, he stinks. Straight ass, as they say in the comments. Some guy wrote me some really nasty Twitter comments today. Really, really mean. Said he was better than Jovan and he could easily replace him on the website. I said, well, first you'd have to learn how to spell Jovan. That would be probably a good place to start.
Oh.
He said, in applying for a job through Twitter messaging, that's usually a really good sign.
No, nothing's good. That's Twitter Messenger. Yikes.
Anyways, move on to the NBA. The association. Orlando versus Washington, the Hawks versus the Lakers, the other Toronto, the Raptors, up against the Phoenix Suns. And, it's Toronto Phoenix again. I got Phoenix third quarter. Bulls against the Pistons. What did that pay, the reverse puck line in regulation? It had to be like plus 600.
It probably was up there.
And do you think that was one of the worst losses that that the Leafs have taken this season? You think it's the worst loss they've taken this week? It's blue and white and plays golf every April.
You knock it off. I will read through this screen. I will not stand for that. Man, I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh yeah, why are the Magic such home dogs like this? And then you realize, you go look at their list, just how many guys are suspended for this game. Oh boy. I think there's 8 players suspended for this game. Yeah, no thanks. I'm gonna take the other Phoenix. See, I almost made a mistake there. I'm gonna take the Phoenix Suns here. I think, different sport, same result. I think the Arizona team beats up on Toronto. I want no part of this Toronto team, even at home. I think Phoenix, Booker or no Booker, they're still the better team here. So give me the Phoenix Suns there. And I'm also gonna take the Atlanta Hawks, laying the points there. The Lakers, when they're getting at least 3 points as an underdog this season, 2-16-1 against the spread. So I think Atlanta takes care of business there. So give me the Atlanta Hawks.
And for me, I like the under in Washington and Orlando. As you said, list of a mile long with the guys out. That number's rising. I like the under 225. I think it's like a first to 100 type game wins that one. So I'll take the under Washington, Orlando. And I agree, take the Suns. The Raptors are dead. Dead to me. They're awful. Oof. Not playing good at all. They in trouble. They're on the list of fade the rest of the season. You're going to put them over here with the Calgary Flames. Craptors on auto fade.
I'm on the the Coyotes on the puck line on that one. Toronto's terrible. They obviously back-to-back with Phoenix here. Nothing pretty about it. What happened there? Was that just the meltdown of meltdowns?
What, the Leaf game?
Yeah.
No, they never play well against the Coyotes.
They never play well more than once a week.
They always have
that
issues
one team
with,
it's like the Arizona Coyotes come into town and.
Well, what about all the other teams? Because they haven't really had a lot of success over the last 50 or 60 years.
They do great in the regular season. They just can't get out of that first round of the playoffs. They always get up. They just struggle out of that first round. Ooh.
I like the Magic here against the Wizards. I know they have all these suspensions. Well, why isn't the line 10 then? And, you know, the thing is that the Wizards are the king of the Friday night meltdown. We saw it against the Pacers earlier this season, and I just can't bet the Wizards on Friday night. I'm sorry. Can't do it. Something like Thursday night must be like all-you-can-eat spaghetti night or something for the Wiz. I'm not really sure what it is, but, you know, certain teams that they just got that mojo. It's a bad mojo. Taking them. Oh, I love the Pistons against the Bulls, too. Love it. Love it. Got the Bucks against the Timberwolves, the Sixers against the Pelicans, and the Chicken Nuggets against the Heat. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm going to lean towards the Pelicans at home here. This Pelicans team is playing really, really well at home, and you take a look at Philadelphia. They've actually lost 4 of their last 5 games on the road, and it's supposed to be the spot where Tyrese Maxey comes back. But I think bringing Maxey back, he wants to come back in and sort of add to this Philadelphia 76ers team. But I think it's going to take him a game or two to get reacclimated to full speed. And like I said, I just don't want to bet against the New Orleans Pelicans at home right now. So take the Pelicans in that one.
How long does it take you to get reacclimated to full speed, like when you come back? You know?
Depends on what I'm doing. I mean,
say you're shucking oysters, and you haven't like shucked them in a while, and it's like, how long does it take to
a few more minutes than I'm used to,
a few more minutes.
And then I start getting frustrated. I'm like, I can do this, and I start getting a little bit angry. Then I take it out on the oysters, break a couple, then calm down, and then I realize it's okay.
I don't like any shell in my oyster.
I won't get any shell in your oyster. You'll be fine.
I will not stand for it.
I just start shucking an oyster. He looks at me. What's crunchy in here?
Ruffalo doesn't seem to be up to speed on it. Back up to speed on his oyster shucking. I'm gonna wait 6 or 7 oysters till he's back into the swing of things. How many oysters would it take you to get back into
2 or 3?
All right, Rod. What do you think of these games? Muted.
Sorry, my bad. I think we got a track meet here in the 76ers and Pelicans. I like the over in that one. You look at the 76ers and definitely 4-0 to the over. Their last 4 on the road. They're also 4-0 on Friday nights. And you look at the Pelicans, 6-0 to the over following an ATS loss. They're also 4-0 to the over off of 1 day's rest. Definitely, I like the track meet in that one. Get the over 76ers and Pelicans. And the other one in this spot, I like the under between Minnesota and Milwaukee. I don't know if the Timberwolves will be able to score enough. That's going to be more closer to the first to 100 type wins. I like the under Minnesota, Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee's defense stands up tall and holds it down first to 100. I like the under 227.5 there.
Bucks for me. I can't stand the Timberwolves. They're a joke. I don't think they're going to win another game for the whole rest of the year. They're on the front end of back-to-back. They're not going to win another game until 2023. I like the Pelicans against the Sixers, too. I think that sometimes when guys do come back, destroys the chemistry of what was working. And I think that is part of the problem with Maxey. It's like, how do you work him back in? I like the Heat against the Nuggets. The Heat are starting to pour it on, and they're doing it in a great way, kind of under the radar. You know, they're not. It's like you're not hearing a lot of fanfare about it, but all of a sudden the Heat are 18-17, 7-3 in their last 10 straight up. And when you got a roster like that, Kyle Lowry should be back tonight. Watch out. These guys can easily ring off 14, 15 in a row, or they go 13-2 over a 15-game stretch. They certainly have the roster to do it. We saw them do it last year. We got the Warriors against the Blazers. The Warriors, home dog, rare. Usually they're the king of the home dog spot. And then the Kings of being the Kings, against the Jazz. Two of the upside surprise teams this season. Chris?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Warriors here. I know we've talked about, sometimes it's like why the line is where it is, and maybe Portland can get the job done on the road, but I'm not seeing it. I like this Warriors team. I think a lot was made about the injury to Steph Curry, and without a doubt, he's one of the best players in the NBA. It's going to hurt your lineup, but a lot of the struggles that the Warriors had when Curry first went out were on the road, where they've struggled even with Curry. And I think going back home, you're seeing the Warriors. I think they've won 3 straight home games. I don't see it. I'm going to take the Warriors plus the points in this one. Take them on the money line as well.
Rod?
I like the over between Utah and Sacramento. I think we got to track me in our hands on that one. You look at the Jazz, 5-2 to the over their last 7 versus a team with a winning straight-up record. And the Kings, 14-3-1 in their last 18 home games versus a team with a losing road record to that over. I like the over between Utah and Sacramento. I know it keeps rising up to 242. I still like it. I think we get into the 250s in that one. No defense played in that game.
I think I'm going to put a ton on the Magic here. The more I'm looking at this, it's like it really just seems like a good spot, right? It makes a ton of sense. It's like
right,
all those Twitter idiots. No, this guy, no,
like,
this guy, no, this guy.
The Twidiots.
Tweets.
Hey, there's 8 guys suspended. Everybody's suspended.
So, the guys who make the lines, it's going to be the same exact point spread as if they were playing, right? It's like. Get my new rollerblades coming in the mail today. Waiting for them. Been waiting. Ordered them. Got them for Christmas. Excited.
Nice.
After yesterday's Doberman issue, these are a little bit more, have a little bit more stability built in, so I get some bigger air. A little bit quicker too. A little bit faster than what I've been on. So should be a lot of fun. Excited. Yeah, I'm not sure what Aiden, the Doberman, was thinking yesterday. She's like, he's a good boy. You must be listening to Bruce. He loves Bruce. It's like, must be listening to Bruce when you rollerblade. Like, not every day, but I have been lately.
I was like, oh, I hear that. Come on. Yeah.
Like, is that Jungle Land? It's like, that's the live version of Jungle Land. All right. That's it for NBA, right? Go to the NHL. It's usually a limited card on Fridays, thankfully. And it is. Ducks in the worst name versus the worst name in sports. The Penguins, we know what that triangle means, versus the Devils. Hurricane versus old logo. New logo. I didn't do it yesterday. Totally bad vibe them. They lost against the Romanellis. And then the Seattle Smoking Kraken against us. No room on the bandwagon for you, Rod. Anyways, Chris, what do you think of these 4?
These 4, I'm gonna go with the Hurricanes on the puck line against the old logo, new logo. I mean, this Hurricanes team is just playing lights out right now. 9-0-1 in their last 10 games, 9 straight victories, and Florida Panthers. They got a big win over Montreal yesterday, but now you got to go on the back-to-back where this Florida team hasn't fared all that well, playing on no rest. So I think Carolina pushes the win streak to double digits with a win by a couple here. I'm taking Carolina on the puck line, and I'm going to take the over between the Oilers and the Kraken. All three meetings between these two since Seattle joined the league last year have gone over the total. I think this is going to be no different. Don't expect much from the goaltending here. I think the offense is going to play. I think you got a 5-4 kind of game in this one, so give me the over.
Right.
And the Devils and Penguins, I think this is going to feel like a playoff game. I like the under 6.5 in that one. Devils defense comes to play. I know we've seen the Pittsburgh game get crazy yesterday and go well over the total, but in their last game.
Rod froze up. I'll take Pittsburgh here. I like them money line, probably on the puck line as well against the Devils. They just get the open netter. And I like the Kraken on the puck line against us. I don't like the spot. I don't like the way we've been playing. I don't like their attitude either. Rod's frozen. Cabin Cash just got my 2 new fishing poles in the mail today. I'm excited. I've been using a different gear setup this year on my fishing, and I actually really, really like it. I'm using I don't know what the hell it's called, but I really like it. It's really nice. It's nice, and I'll have to bring it on here. Captain Cast. It is I think it's Shimano reel. It's super nice, smooth, and the rod I have is super nice also. I just really like my fishing setup. It kind of changed around this year.
Yeah, I don't fish all that well. I was in Naples, Florida. I was in the water fishing, and the first thing I did, I caught one. I wasn't having much luck. I was just staying in the water fishing. I caught one, reeled it in. I looked away for a second, pulled it in. The thing swung out and hit me in the face, and I got knocked back into the water.
Yeah. Rod's frozen. We'll bring him back when he comes back. Boot him. Let's see if he comes back. Anyways, we go to college hoops, and Rod's back. So we're on college hoops. Go to Pitt versus North Carolina, Notre Dame against Miami, Boston U versus Navy, St. Peter's versus Manhattan, Holy Cross versus Bucknell, Lipscomb versus Stetson. Chris, I'm going to start with the obvious question here. Do you like Manhattan clam chowder or New England clam chowder?
New England.
New England?
Yeah, without question. No hesitation.
Really? Why is that? You like just that creamy?
Yeah.
Just the extra butter.
Yeah. Butter makes it better.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Aren't you supposed to put a big blob of butter right in the middle?
No, normally it's loaded with it.
Yeah, and then you put the extra blob right on top.
I've never seen that. I've never seen that before. But anyways, Chris, what do you like in this slot?
Like the Manhattan clam chowder. Now I'm gonna take Miami here, laying the 2.5 against Notre Dame. I know Notre Dame, a solid home court environment, but Miami 22-6 against the spread in their last 28 games on the road, and Notre Dame, they've kind of faltered in these spots recently. They lost to Marquette at home, and they lost to, I believe, Syracuse at home as well. I think Miami comes in and gets a hard-fought road win. Not necessarily by double digits, but I think they can win this one by 3, 4, maybe even 5 points, cover that 2.5. And I like Boston U laying the 1.5 against Navy. Maybe even just take them on the money line. Boston U just been outstanding at home this season. 4-0 straight up, 3-0 against the spread. Navy battle tested on the road, but still just 2-5 away from home this season. I'm going to go with Boston U in that one.
Rod?
And for me, I agree. I like Boston U At home, that's where they play their best ball. I'll lay the 1.5 with them there, and I think they win by 3 or 4 in the Patriot League matchup there. I also like giving Pitt plus the points. You look at North Carolina on the road this season, 0-2, 0-2 against the number. I think Pitt can keep it close. That's too many points there. Comes down to who's got the ball last. I'll take Pitt plus the points in that one.
I'm going to take Notre Dame against Miami. It's just a spot they never freaking win. Just the day of the year and all that. I just, don't like it. Got that bad feeling about it. Boston University, my alma mater, same thing, man. These are the games that they just choke them away. I like Lipscomb against Stetson. I think they beat them up. Beat them up, chew them up, spit them out. And Bucknell against Holy Cross because they can. Quinnipiac against Siena. Clemson versus NC State. South Carolina State against St. Andrews. How we doing on time, Chris? Hartford versus Morgan State. Army versus Lehigh. Michigan State versus Buffalo. What do you like in the slot?
For time, we're doing just fine. But I do like the under between Buffalo and Michigan State. It has gone up 5 points, but I think it's going in the wrong direction. That's fine. Give me more room to work with because this Buffalo team, they've struggled on the road. They've struggled to keep opposing teams from scoring, but I don't think Michigan State's built offensively to take advantage of that. They're only putting up 68 points per game at home this season, only holding teams to 60 points. I think Buffalo's going to be held in check here. I don't think this game gets anywhere near 150. So give me the under between Buffalo and Michigan State.
What are you selling today?
Today I got a couple things on the go. I got my $15 NBA layup, favorite play on the NBA board, as well as individual plays from the NHL and college football as well. Or I got all three of those plays as part of my free for all Friday for $40. Or use that promo code PICK, 15% off. Get a long-term pass. It's going to be a loaded weekend of sports, college football, NBA, college hoops, NFL, you name it. So take advantage of it. Hop on board.
Rod?
And for me, this time slot, I like Hartford against Morgan State. Give me Hartford plus the points in that one. Morgan State on the road, 0-6, maybe 4-2 against the number, but I think Hartford can keep it close, keep it within inside the number there against Morgan State. So I think Hartford plus the points there. The other one I like Army lay the points against Lehigh. Lehigh has been good, 1-5 on the road, 2-4 against the number. I like Army to win by 10 plus in that one. The only two I like in this time slot.
What are you selling?
And for me, over at Pick Dogs, I'm trying to get back-to-back $15 plays. Hit it yesterday. I'm going to hit it again. Got my $50 NHL cross-check play. You can scoop that up singly. Or I've got a college football 10-star executive info play. Favorite play in today's college bowl action. You can get that singly. Or I've got my Steak Friday, which includes 3 NBA or my 2 NHL $15 play included in the Steak Friday package. Or I got an NBA 3-pack. You can get my Friday full court press in the NBA as a triple package there. Or grab something long term. This weekend is loaded with action. Stat card on Saturday, NFL on Sunday. Grab a 3-day pass. And that way it saves you from buying all these packages individually.
Yeah, just asked you what you're selling today. That was really the question. Anyways, a lot of information there, man. Turns into this basically long commercial. I'm sleeping. Anyways. Just short and to the point. Sometimes less is more, right, Chris? It's like if anyone knows about the filibuster.
I don't live my life by the less is more mantra personally. Fill up my plate.
I do. I definitely do, man. It's like just get it out of the way, man. It's like I got my $15 big play. I got another pick in college football. Probably put out another college basketball package. Anyways, I kind of like Michigan State in this one against Buffalo. I know Buffalo can put up points like crazy. I have a few premium picks in some of the other games. We've got Vandy against Southeast Louisiana, Texas A&M versus Prairie View, Maryland slicing here on NC State. Big play right out of the gate. A lot of ass slapping going on there too. Vandy versus Southeast Louisiana, Texas A&M versus Prairie View, South Carolina, Eastern Michigan, Lafayette versus American, Fairfield Marist, Loyola Colgate, Jacksonville State, Northern Alabama, Ohio, Chicago State. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to take the points with Prairie View A&M. I just don't know if I trust Texas A&M to be able to win by 18 points even at home. This Prairie View A&M's been, tough. They covered against Northwestern on the road. They only lost that game by 10 points. They have the outright win at home against Washington State earlier this season. And, Texas A&M, they've lost outright to Wofford and Murray State as double-digit favorites this season. So, not saying Prairie View gets the outright win here, but I think they can keep it competitive and keep it close here. So I'll take Prairie View there, and I'm also going to take American laying the 1.5 on the road against Lafayette. I just think American just a far better team there, and I think they win this one easily going away. So give me the Eagles and lay the 1.5.
Rod?
Yeah, I agree. Take American U against Lafayette. They're awful. Yuck. American's definitely by far the better team in that one. Lay the 1.5. I mean, they win by more than a 1.5 there. The other one, I like Loyola MD at home here, getting the 7.5 against Colgate. I think they keep it closer at home. Colgate's 500 on the road. That's too many points there for Colgate trying to be covering. I think Loyola in that one. The other one I like is Northern Alabama plus the 6.5 points against Jacksonville State. I know Jacksonville State's 5-0 at home, 2-0 against the number. But we see this Northern Alabama team surprise some teams, and I think they come in here and keep that within sight of the number. Come to who's got the ball last. So I think Northern Alabama in that one. And that's the only ones I like in that time. So
I'm going to take Eastern Michigan against South Carolina. I just think South Carolina laying this many points is silly. Same thing with Prairie View against Texas A&M. Just doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, I've watched this Hemby all season long for Maryland. He is a good running back, man. True freshman. He's starting. I mean, he is just carving them up. And early, it's going to be a quick 7-0 lead here for the Terps. This might be a high-scoring game. Either that or it's going to be a beatdown because so far NC State, no answers here. No tackling. Got there goes Hemby again. Oh, they stood him up, man. He would look like he was walking into the end zone. North Dakota State. Got Wisconsin, Western Mich, Rutgers, Coppin State, Washington, USC, and Washington State against UCLA.
Yeah, probably gonna go with the. I wanted to take Western Michigan plus the points there, but I think I'll lean towards the under. So maybe I will lean towards Western Michigan plus the points against Wisconsin. I just don't trust this Wisconsin team to cover 20.5 points. They're usually defense first. It's a Wisconsin team. It's averaging in the mid 60s per game in scoring this season. They're putting up 68.3 points per game, 278th in the country. And I don't care how good the defense is. When you're only scoring 68 points a game, it makes it hard to cover a 20.5 point line, even against Western Mich. So I'll take Western Michigan plus the points and the under there. And I'm also going to go with the under in UCLA, Washington State. I think it's going to be a slow-paced game. I think Washington State dictates the pace. They like playing at a slow pace. It's going to be their best way to keep UCLA from running away with this one. So I'll take the under in UCLA, Washington State.
And NC State stones them on 4th down, gets the sack, and will take over on downs here at their own 10-yard line. Rod, what do you think?
in these ones here, I like Rutgers at home here. Coppin State on the road, not been good. 2-11, 4-8 against the number. Rutgers been solid at home, 8-1, 7-2 against the spread. I think they win by 30 plus over Coppin State in that one. And the other one, I like USC over Washington. USC is just the better team. The Trojans run over Washington. You only got to lay a 1.5. I'll lay the 1.5. I think they win by 6 or 7 in that one. I'll take USC, lay the points in that one. The two I like.
I like UCLA against Washington State. I think that was a layup. Probably the best backcourt in the entire nation for the Bruins. Most experienced most tournament experience, most tried and tested. I mean, those guys, they seem like they've been around forever, right? Jaime Jaquez, it's a Ruffalo name for you.
Jaime Jaquez.
Jaime Jaquez. Tyga Campbell. Has Tyga still got the big hair? I haven't seen that this year.
Yeah.
Tyga.
Yeah.
Tyga Campbell. Go Tigers. All right. Hawkins is a beast. He's going to bust them up. All right. Parlay time.
All right. I'm going to go for my parlay with Prairie View A&M plus the points. I'm going to go with American laying the points and Boston U laying the points.
All right. Rod.
For me, we're going to take the under in the Devils and Penguins game. We're going to take the Phoenix Suns on the money line over the Raptors. And we're going to take the over between the 76ers and the Pelicans.
And there's the problem for NC State is they have no quarterback, so they throw an interception on the first play. And so just lucky it wasn't a pick six. I mean, the ball was thrown behind the receiver, hit him in the hands, basically a tip drill. I'm going to take the what was I doing? Taking the Bucks, the Heat, and the Kings. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you. Be sure to smash that like button.